So 69 minus 10 apps were banned, and one of the app was TikTok. TikTok is now banned. Nice, great, amazing. So what happened was the Indian government, they gave an order, and I'll let the boss explain it.
The sheer suddenness of the move, the unexpected nature of the move, the unpredictability of the move, the fact that there was no warning to the Chinese.
TikTok is supposedly giving you information and education on basic life skills such as, finance, money, how to do taxes, and things which are essential for your future. Those basic things which CBSE curriculum forgets to put, printing mistake da. So TikToks which give financial advice. And press the like button for... Actually, why should you press the like button? What will you get by pressing the like button? And many people ask me, what is the point of banning those 59 apps? This is basically a show of solidarity, a show of support to our own nation. And number two, it actually does affect the people economically. One app can make $1 with around 10,000 people just seeing the first page of the app. Because the apps which were listed, they have shit ton of advertisements and it is monetized heavily. Like you do any single thing, you have a 5-second video pop up. You just scroll up, you are like 2 advertisements in the bottom. The monetization gives the app developers a lot of money. So now, for example, if 1 million people used an app in just a single day, they opened it, used it for 5 minutes, an estimated revenue from India is that they can easily get at least $10,000. Minimum, like easily. And that money goes to the ad developer after Google Ad Mob takes their cut. And this is a lot of money. And if there was an Indian developer who made similar apps which went high on Play Store, he could earn a lot of money, and that would be also included in our GDP. And what does that mean? GDP growth rate will increase, India's economy will also increase. And also one more question I get is, Bhavesh, what is the point of removing Chinese apps from a mobile which is made in China? Good question. There are no Indian competitors or alternatives which we can take at this time which offer a good mobile at the same rate or at a cheaper cost. Get me? Do as much as possible. Give Indian local people a chance. And also local people, start taking your customers seriously. Make proper products. Make high quality apps which are demanded in the market. You can easily do that. We have so much skill in our nation, but people do not tend to do that because they do not want to take risk. Indian people have this mentality, and that is why there is not much exchange of equity in the Indian share markets. Alright, so first video.
You go to the movie theater and you've got 2 options of popcorn, small or large.
If the price is low, demand will be high. If the price is high, demand will be low. But there are exclusions. In this case, we talk about the Griffin's law. It states that if the price is higher, the demand will also be higher. This is technically called the decoy effect.
Let's out of these 2 options, you'd usually take the small. So marketers put medium in there as an option which they know you won't buy, but it makes the large look like a really good deal. This is called the decoy effect, and it's used in marketing all the time.
And this is also used by iPhones. You can see that they will have a 16GB model at $499, and they will have a 128GB model at $799, and $699 will have your 64GB model. And that time they're like, okay, let me spend one more $100, I'll get more storage. And that is how people start to think that they are getting more than the actual value because of the in-between product. So next TikTok.
All of you younger people, younger than me, I'm 19. Take control of your personal finances today. You might ask me why. This is what attracts younger people, and the only way to achieve any of this is if you control your personal finances and actually understand how your taxes work. Being a business owner, you get tax write-offs like buying big purchases, travel expenses. If you can even write off part of your home for your office. Don't let taxes take advantage of you.
Many people, they have to pay income tax, okay? And if you have a salary of say 1 lakh rupees, and when you buy certain products, you are buying that after the tax is deducted from your salary. However, in the case of companies, what they do is if they have a 1 lakh rupees profit, they can buy a car for say 50,000, and then the remaining 50,000 is taxed by the government. The tax is not on the 1 lakh rupees but on the remaining 50,000, and because of this the tax percentage is also going to come down, so the corporate tax is also going to come down. So basically companies get to write it off. They are like, I am buying this is for company purposes, this is not part of the profit. But we, as an individual, we cannot do that. So what happens with our salaries actually? Step 1, the tax has to be paid off. Then you can start saving your money. And then third, you can start spending it for your needs. But companies, first, they get to have reserves. They want to keep money for future. There won't be any tax incurring in the provision. Then after that, they can write off big purchases like she said. We can write off vacations. I mean, not vacations, like business travels. Like if you go and purchase a laptop, you can write it off and the tax which you have to pay will come down immensely. And that is how business people learn to spend less on tax.
If you understand this at a very young age, you are going places.
Ego boost. And this is not illegal of any sort. This is not a loophole. This is something which is given to companies. Many people need to understand that the companies play a huge role in our day-to-day life. They give livelihood to a huge chunk of population, and that is why companies need to have incentives. People need to have incentives to take risk. Are you willing to acknowledge the fact that you might either have a lot of money in the end, or you might lose all the money which you invested? You will have to start from zero. And this is also an argument when people say that workers are doing all the work. You must pay the workers more. The owners are simply sitting there. The owners are the ones who are taking the risk. At the same time, the workers must not be exploited also. They must be given proper remuneration for the services which they have rendered for your own company. So without speaking too much, let's go to the next TikTok.
Tax loopholes used by the rich. Tax havens. Tax havens are offshore countries that offer foreign individuals and businesses little to no tax liability, sharing little information with foreign authorities. For example, Walmart has 78 subsidiaries in countries where there are 0 stores or offices. This allows individuals and businesses to lower their income taxes and evade US ones.
Yes. So what happens is many countries, they keep the headquarters of a business in one particular nation which says, yo, keep your business here, you need not pay any tax to us. And also the product price will be very cheap in their nation. So to give a real life example, my friend, she went to Singapore and purchased a Nintendo 3DS console for just 10 to 15,000 rupees. Whereas in Amazon, if I search now, it will be upwards to 30,000 rupees. You'll be asking, Bhavesh, like, what is the point of having a tax haven nation for the nation? Like, why will they not collect tax? Good question. The nations do this because they want a lot of employment in their own nation. That is basically to have more infrastructure and to lift up people, empower the people of their own nation. And this works really well in the beginning. I really like this TikTok. It was so much information in just 21 seconds, and I'm starting to like it because YouTube videos like this, it tends to go on for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you do not get the crux of the information. First 1.5 minutes goes in introduction to keep the people engaged in the video, then asking them to like, subscribe. So anyways, moving on to the next video.
Here's the difference between somebody who's rich and somebody who's wealthy. A rich person works and makes $1 million a year. They will pay this much in tax and get to keep this much of their money. A wealthy person makes the same amount of money from their assets, pays this much in tax, and they get to keep this much.
Assets are something which can generate revenue in most cases. In favorable cases, it can also work as a passive income. If you have an asset in the terms of an apartment which you are not using, you can let it out and you can collect the rent. That will generate revenue without you having active participation in that. That is why it is called passive income. You are getting income without working hard. Well,
You see the discrepancy? It's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep.
and here he says that it is 37% federal tax. But in India, it is different. I just googled it. So India actually has a slab system of income tax. If you earn between 0 to 2.5 lakhs, you have to pay 0 in income tax. So if I was earning 4 lakhs per annum, the beginning 0 to 2.5 lakh will not be taxed at all. The next 2.5 to 4 lakh, that will be taxed at 5%. So I will have to pay 5% of 1.5 lakhs only. I don't have to pay 5% on the 4 lakhs which I'm earning. So this is how slab systems work. So let us go on to the next TikTok.
Alright, this is probably going to piss a lot of people off, but
This concept doesn't get explained in school. Your parents probably never taught it to you, so I need to teach it here.
So debt, B is silent, that is like a loan. If you go and get a loan from the bank, you are a debtor to the bank.
There's 3 levels of thinking about debt. The first level is how broke people think. The second level is how average people think. And the third level is how wealthy people think. This is how you guys need to start thinking about debt. Broke people see debt as free, unlimited money. And the reality is, it's not. They spend money on things that don't bring them money, and they get trapped in a cycle of paying interest that they can never escape.
Yes, just because you are getting a lump sum of money from the bank doesn't mean that you're getting it for free. You might have a heavy interest rate just because you're broke. You will not have a good credit score and your interest rates might be like 10% or 11%. Rich people have lower interest rates. Poor people, they have higher interest rate. So actually it is more costly to be poor if you think about it. And even then you have to give the bank some collateral, some proof that you are actually able to pay back the loan which you are getting. So it is not exactly like free money which the bank is giving you. Like this is my salary slip, this is my property, this I'm giving to the bank. The bank will have control of that asset until I return the money which I owe to the bank.
Average thinkers are convinced that all debt is bad, and this is equally as dangerous because they pay for everything in cash and avoid using any of this money to invest in themselves.
Debt can be a great tool if you use it properly. So many people, when they use a credit card, they are actually helping themselves. By credit cards, you are actually keeping your money safe because the money is not instantly given. If you are in a scam, you can get back that money. Number 2, using this, you can improve your credit score, you can get a lot of benefits, you can get a lot of cashbacks, and if you play smart, you are going to save a lot of money in the future. You also get a lot of special privileges like in airports, which now because of Corona, well, but you get my point. Some of you might be asking, what exactly is a credit card, debit card, what is the difference? For example, if you come to me and buy something for 100 rupees and you swipe your credit card, you are not actually removing 100 rupees from your account and giving it to me. No, that happens in the case of debit cards. But in credit card, the word credit means loan. It's like a loan. You are a debtor to me, okay? Your bank is providing you a short-term loan of this 100 rupees and the bank pays on your behalf to me, okay? And then you pay to the bank. But you'll be asking, why this third person? Because it increases your purchasing power. Many businessmen, they don't want to put all the money at once. They are expecting to get money afterwards, and at that time they can pay back money to banks. So this is a kind of debt which is actually good and can work for your benefit. Let us move on.
Wealthy people understand that debt is a powerful tool. They acquire income-producing assets using other people's money, aka they take out loans at a low interest rate and invest this money into businesses that produce way greater returns.
Yes, get assets. Assets are something which you can buy at a loan, buy it at a debt. Don't be a person who is like, no, I do not want any debt, I don't want any loan. It can work really well. Just take out few weeks from your lifetime and learn how finance works. It is going to help you for the next 60 years of your life.
Alright, so let's see how many people I can piss off. Today's lesson: don't make big purchases and pay for them 100% in cash. So let's say there's a $10,000 car out there. So you decide to gather up all your $10,000 and pay the car in cash so that you don't have a car payment. Most people want you to believe that this is a smart financial decision, but it's not. Here's why. Because you can get a loan on that $10,000 car for 5% interest for 60 months. That brings you to a $189 payment a month. You get to keep that $10,000. Let's say you make your first payment and you keep what's left over, which is $9,811. You take all this money that's left over, you buy an asset or 2 or 3, and those assets will pay for your car payment. Not only will it pay for your car payment, it'll pay for a lot more. In short, tying up all your money in one place is bad, but getting a loan and keeping most of your money so the rest of it can work for you is
best
good.
TikTok ever. This is how you should work with your money. Do not take all the money and put it in one single thing. All the rich people have shit ton of loans. You can have it too. You need money to be in different ventures, in different income streams. With that, you are going to get a lot of money and you're going to double or triple your return on investment. Like he said, if you want to buy a car, get it in a car loan. The interest rates are cheaper than normal. You can use the other money which you have saved up and buy a property, buy an asset, put it in funds or buy some debentures of a company, or put it in the share market, or buy equity shares or preferential shares. It does not matter, because if you do it smartly, you're going to triple the rate of your investment. And how do you be smart about it? It's all about smart reading. There are a lot of books which you can read. Like, I was reading this book, Strategies for the Future, Camera Focus. And this is an amazing book which talks about international business. There was one more book which I was reading about regarding royalty, because I recently had an offer for someone who wanted to resell my code templates in their own personal package. So instead of asking a one-time payment, like you give me $250 and you get to use it, I thought of asking them, what if I get 10% of every single sale you make? So if I have trust on the person that they are going to sell properly, they are going to market properly, having a royalty fixed in the product is going to pay me for a lifetime. So if I have a 10% royalty on a product which costs 100 rupees, that means I'm going to get 10 rupees for every product which is sold. And if million units of that product is sold, I am going to get 10 million rupees. I hope you like this economic video. It is very different from the normal videos which I upload, which is comedy, like Comedy 100. So if you want to see more of these type of videos, tell me in the comments down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and press the bell icon so you will know when a new video comes and you will not miss any updates, bro. Like, no updates. Hit that bell icon. Go hit that now. So yes, thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for giving this video a chance. I'm getting a phone call, so okay, bye. Hit the like, subscribe, comment down below. Okay, bye.